For the culture, by the culture. This is Creatives Are All Pushing. KAAPcast. For the culture, by the culture. And you're tuned in to Creatives Are All Pushing. I'm Sonamile Lutango. I have my brother with me, alongside me, Steven Natimona, Kwaka Kumara behind the camera, doing his thing as always. And in assistance, we got my nigga Vase. Shout out Vase. Also, in studio, we are highly honored, favored, and graced by the presence of the walking encyclopedia.
Walking encyclopedia.
Walking encyclopedia. We have my nigga Vuyo. Shout out. He's joining us today.
I'm good, bro. I'm very grateful that you could have me on this episode, brothers.
We're 18 episodes deep. It's been a long journey. I appreciate my brother for being with us from the very first initial episode we dropped. He was there assisting us with the camera and stuff, directing. His contribution to the success of KAAPcast is huge.
Big time, bro. I wouldn't say much, behind the scenes, there's so much that he does, man.
Otherwise, how you feeling, bro?
Hey, I'm very ecstatic to be here. Judging from the last engagement that we had, especially the last episode that I was in, I think it was the third episode, if I'm not mistaken, and for you guys to actually want me to be in front of the camera once again, I honestly feel honored, and I cannot forget the guys behind the camera as well. We are nothing without you. Often when people ask me to describe the podcast, you know what I always tell them?
What do you tell them?
I always tell them that I am only a bone in a vertebrate. We are the backbone of this. I am only just one bone. You understand what I'm saying? So thank you, brothers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brothers.
We are 18 episodes deep. It's been a long journey. How would you describe your journey with KAAPcast?
My journey with KAAPcast has been unique.
First of all, tell the people what do you do on the KAAPcast. Just for them to say, why are we bringing you back for the second time? What's so special about you?
Wow. Hey guys, my name is Uvuyo, like most people have acknowledged. I mostly work behind the scenes with KAAPcast. Whenever you often find that in a space that is creative, there has to be a glue. And I often see myself at times as not necessarily the glue that holds things in place, but I am in a way the string that is loosely aligned to tie things together in place. So I don't really want to go too much into detail because at the end of the day, we each have unique journeys, and like you said, it's not often most of the times that I am here, but at any chance that I am able to be here, then let's get to working, brothers. And once again, like you said, you're highly favored and highly honored. Honestly, I'm the one that's honored. I'm the one that's highly favored.
Yeah, bro.
For you guys to be actually able to consider me to be part of a team that's very creative, a team where I can express myself. That is definitely something I can say I am very fond of and grateful of.
Thank you, man.
Yes, my brother.
We're all creatives, and creatives are all pushing. And with pushing comes in differences. And Vuyo, by the way, is like the person that when the team is having those
conversations, don't add up.
He's the one that's
mediator, man. Mediator, that's what I'm saying.
Mediator. If you get what I mean,
mediator.
But
One
okay,
word, mediator.
Let's move on to that. What are we looking at today, Steven? Take us through.
By the way, I'm great.
Fire.
I'm great, man. You know what I mean? Happy. All I can say is that I'm just happy. How are you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling ecstatic.
Sure, brother.
Fire.
Just playing around with words.
Take us through the.
Crazy.
I'm with the side. Martini. He's the walking heart
encyclopedia.
And I still do not understand why people attribute this title to me. This is literally what people have called me my entire life. But you often find that you have to put up with it, or if you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen.
Let's carry on with the conversations. We're looking at now Tito Mboweni, Rest in peace to the OG. We're looking at Bro Clubhouse, Draw Slow Sessions, looking at Creative Nestlings, we're looking at South Point, New Market Junction residents, we're looking at new music, structuring of albums, compilation of albums, we're looking at the local scene, how is it like the local scene of music, how is it corrupted by the mainstream. We're looking at also the brief history of modeling, and then the last part would be the segment that we introduced on KAAPcast.
This episode will be fire. Let's get on the business.
Yeah, bro.
Let's get on business.
Let's start from
on
Tito
Saturday.
Mboweni. Let's start from Tito Mboweni.
On Saturday, tragic news hit the country.
Sure.
We lost a legend.
Okay.
65 years.
A warrior.
65 years.
The first black financial governor
Crazy.
of South Africa. The list goes on. A cultural icon.
Literally.
He's a cultural icon, icon creator in Tata. The nigga that made bullshit.
Sure.
He brought bullshit on the limelight.
Sure, bro.
Shout out to
Tito Mboweni.
Tata Tito Mboweni.
Shout out to
The
Cass
country-
also.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
just Cass from that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we only knew Tito Mboweni from that track. Hey, man.
And like the country lost Kakun. We lost the big one. So like, can you tell us more about Tito, man? Like, what did Tito do? Like,
Well, Tito, I can't really say much about him because he's not really someone I've studied a lot because I'm not really, I cannot say I'm really versed in the world of finance. But as someone that has studied and has gone through a lot when it comes to South African history, if I can say one thing about Tito, Tito Mboweni is the epitome of black excellence. It's epitome of black excellence.
Words, man. Big words. What you saying now?
You know, he's the quintessential of.
Oh, see it. dropping.
He's in a way the highest. He's the peak
Sure, bro.
of what every black man in South Africa. You understand? Not just black men, black people in South Africa want to attain in terms of status, in terms of wealth, and in terms of personality. You understand what I'm
and he had a
saying?
crazy personality.
Oh, he had an outlandish one. To the point where irrespective of his personality and whatsoever, Tito Mboweni has made a lot of contributions towards South Africa, especially post-apartheid. The same way my brother has just mentioned that Tito Mboweni was one of the first black governors in South Africa.
Crazy.
You understand?
Hey.
An individual that was, in a way, responsible for financial institutions.
Sure, bro.
You understand?
Hey.
That is an achievement, because not a lot of people
Can't do that.
can say that they reached. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was a loving father too, because
Yeah?
I was going through his like Instagram feed.
Sure.
I saw those cute messages he wrote to his son and the letter he received from his son.
Yeah, bro.
Cute, bro. He's a
Crazy.
Also, one of the few politicians in South Africa where we can say was in a way unscathed
Sure.
in
What do you mean all this?
terms of political scandals. He may have had any, but if there's one thing I can say, in terms of being wealthy, in terms of being in the spotlight like that, to be able to live a life that is in the spotlight, but for you to not necessarily do anything that would judge is impressive.
That's his life.
And as black people, I definitely think there is something to learn from Tito Mboweni.
Sure.
Another thing about Tito Mboweni is the aspect of humility. That's definitely something I love. You know, as someone that grows, you know, as people we often grow, we often learn, we often see. And as someone that came from East London, you understand, you often find that there's a stigma towards the girl child. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But you understand, to have someone as wealthy as Tito Mboweni, you understand,
Yes, you bring
showcase,
it out.
and this transcends the idea of the girl child itself. It transcends.
I hope they gave him some coins because
But
Is it the Lucky Star one?
Yeah,
Lucky
yeah.
Star.
But what I wanted to show you is what it showed me particularly about Tito Mboweni is, as individuals, it's very much important to, I guess, in a way, stay grounded.
Sure, brother. Sure.
Stay grounded.
Let's just know you like on your
Yeah,
personality, man. Just have a personality as a person, a character. That we can say that P was that guy.
Absolutely.
So,
It's like before, the news we announced on Saturday, the tragic passing of Tito, we attended Creative Nestlings. That non-organization, that non-profit organization, that keen on helping creatives maneuver the business side of the creativity.
Yeah.
They held these dope workshops where they teach creatives how to sustain themselves through creativity.
Okay.
So on Saturday we attended one of their workshops held at the VNA waterfront at the watershed. Beautiful event. We graduated, funny enough. Shout out to the culture. And we got certificates, that says we've been equipped with skills for marketing, editing, yonke mali that goes behind the creativity scene, how to sustain ourselves. And the knowledge that I gain personally will be very beneficial to me in the long run.
For real.
Because I now know of shit that is cool. I know about tags as a creative, which is vital. I know I met people, that's network. I'm growing my network too. And also being affiliated with organizations that are for the creative.
The intention of helping,
It better your credibility as a creative too. And shout out to the VNA Waterfront for what they're doing with the Artist Alliance incubation program. To shine light on the Artist Alliance program it's an incubation program owned by the VNA Waterfront. They have visual arts, they have photography, they have animation, illustrators. It's there are 6 of them. Only 6 people get to be chosen to be part of the incubation program, whereby they are trained and also given projects.
And then they graduate after.
You graduate, which is dope. It also puts you
in the pedestal that you're doing something.
Shout out to Creative Nestlings, shout out to VNA Waterfront, shout out to Artist Alliance, check them out.
Crazy, man. I learned a lot also there. There's so much that you can take from going to these events. Because when we started with these Creative Nestlings things, we usually go there not knowing anyone there. And also as you can imagine that us, we're still the youngins, we're still schooling. And the thing is that also we go to these spaces and then we find adults. And then we gotta be those adults, right? And then tell ourselves that, we're gonna navigate in the spaces and then we're gonna have this conversation with these people. Take these numbers, socialize, network, and do whatever that we have to do. As KAAPcast, we have to push ourselves further, knowing that whatever that we have there, we take it and then we use it.
Absolutely.
To make sure that we equip our skills, we equip whatever we do.
Do you have something to say, Kwaka?
Yeah, we graduated from the from the culture of affiliate. Shout out, that's cool. And shout out to Ikawa Magazine.
Shout out to Ikawa Magazine. Shout out to
they taught us a lot.
Please remember because we left those certificates now. Could have showed our people, but either way, they are coming.
We are graduates of the culture. Funny enough, not many creatives graduate because with creativity, you don't necessarily need those certifications.
Absolutely, bro.
It works with your profile. So to get certificates, it kind of
solidifies them.
And even if maybe someone else might say that doesn't mean anything.
But it does.
It does. If for you as a person you say that this means something, then it means something. Doesn't matter whoever says it. Fuck that shit.
Absolutely.
What a nice way to celebrate this. After the Creative Nestlings, when I went back to Res, South Point is showing it back. Think about it. You just graduated.
Literally.
Don't figure it as
There was a talent
show in Nepal.
South Point, New Market Junction, Residence. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, on figure age, there's a talent show, there's singers, and I just left the workshop now.
And you knew
You're already,
Creative workshop.
you're already intoxicated with creativity.
Now we will have more than
So now having to walk into a place not covered with more as well as like an overdose or something.
age.
Overdose.
To celebrate.
An oxytocin overdose.
So you know, I was there like listening to the people. Abanye like Bebe Bota. Abanye had real talent.
Absolutely, I agree.
I just hope that
But if there's one thing we definitely need to thank South Point for is, irrespective of the show itself, they definitely need to get commendation. Not necessarily, sorry, they definitely need to get props. We need to give them their props, particularly for allowing and for giving a space and for allowing, you understand, individuals, especially young individuals, to express themselves stylistically. You understand? That is something that is extremely commendable. It is commendable because.
But in as much like we can talk about these good things about what that they do.
Yeah.
It was the first thing for me. I would say, okay, maybe they are for us, but there are certain things we are facing each and every day. There, I won't say much. I won't say much.
True. You're telling the absolute truth.
I won't say much.
Regardless, you're telling the absolute truth, and we cannot necessarily now highlight the good, and then neglect the bad. You're telling the absolute truth, but at the end of the day, we can't necessarily now always chastise. We gotta give props. We gotta give credit where credit is due, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie and say
You know me, like I'm skeptical.
I understand you, my brother. But at the end of the day, man, it's more of that thing of this entire year has been hell for all of us. So for us to actually reach a point where we can say, you know what, we're distressing, we're kicking back for once, we're actually being thought of. You understand? We're being thought of in the case of, especially the instances of all the stresses, of all the pains that we have to deal with. That's definitely commendable. And not only you're considerate of the fact that we have to deal with A, B, C, D, and E, you're considerate of the fact that we're living in a space where there are talented individuals who are waiting for an opportunity to display and express that.
Music,
You know what I'm saying? That is commendable. That is absolutely commendable. So I think we gotta give South Point credit where credit is due. Yes.
Shut up.
Yes, even though we may be dealing with a lot of things that are cold.
you know what I'm saying?
We can't be bombarding people about South Point, man.
So like, was the event necessary?
Absolutely.
I feel like it was necessary, as he was he's saying now, like that we give props to South Point for giving people a platform to showcase their talents.
And not only.
But I'm a manager. Like, we're facing real shit.
I feel you, but
having a bash, it's a bash.
It's not good, man. Get in politics.
Nah. I'm not even being political. I'm just saying what's out there, like what's happening.
But
for them,
you know,
fix first, then let's party later.
Very true. That's what I was saying. But that's not the thing that I want us to focus on now. Let's not focus on negative energy.
I mean, like, I was shocked that they're having a bash like at this residence that is like facing these issues like ZJ. They could have chose another venue.
Not only that, if they have money to host a venue, clearly have money to fix showers.
Fair.
Please, bro, like I didn't want this conversation to go this way.
We're about to get kicked out.
You know, Speed, that we can go that way, but I just want to keep a good energy right now. Let's just enjoy our creative thing. Bro. Hey, man.
We're gonna cut that shit out.
Hey, let's move over. Like, what else?
We even skip now close possessions.
Oh shit!
We were supposed
shut up!
Shine light on.
Shut up! Close
on Thursday last week.
We pulled up the close sessions. It's It's
It's
a
every Thursday thing. Every
Okay.
Thursday, every week, Thursday, there's draw sessions. They do performances of the local acts. Maybe like you are well developed artists, mainly like artists like simulation raps, look it ups.
Oh,
They were
okay.
there, but also even the younger artists who
They
are
even
known
keep
years.
The public.
open
and-
mic
Yeah,
type
the
shit. They do the open mic.
Oh, open
Yeah.
mic.
So
Okay.
like if you do poetry,
Mm.
if you do rap, if you sing, you can just take the mic and sing. Showcase.
The
And
talent.
like what I like about the Oslo sessions,
Sure.
it's held at a venue for creatives. Clubhouse is like home for creatives.
Yeah,
right?
it's a hub. It's a hub.
Aha, everybody's there. Like you might never know that ish. Someone that's sitting on that corner could be a record label manager. Like for Slow to have those type of sessions,
Hey, brother.
like that's fire, Jaya.
Crazy.
And what I
Crazy.
saw with the scene, the kids were outside. Ooh, funny enough, like what I realized about hip hop events,
Uh-huh.
niggas don't buy alcohol.
You know,
They just want to enjoy.
and
man.
not
Just
only-
enjoy the
not
music.
only-
Nah. But the venue is suffering.
Yeah.
Cause Slow's event is free.
Mm-hmm.
It's free of entry.
Sure.
He's bringing you the lineup. Fire, by the
Yeah.
way. They're the Quellas, they're Simulation, they're everybody. Fire. What I was expecting is to see people holding beers.
But
But there was Yamani Ganjan. It's either they will be on the party, on the lean,
or drugs.
But the thing is,
or
the
some
thing
other
is
type
like-
of drugs.
and
But
like
we don't-
with hip hop parties,
Uh-huh.
where are the monies?
But the thing is, speed that it's a thing of that us as the cheaters, we go to these events not mainly thinking about drinking alcohol
Yeah,
and
it's
all
like
those
you're
things.
just there for
And
vibes.
also some of the events like draw sessions, like it's not a big thing. If we had to go like on a big event, maybe we could say that, oh, people are buying alcohol, they're doing that. But mainly because of its draw sessions and already people they know Bro Clubhouse.
But dog,
They've been there
like,
already.
my point
And
is-
also like to carry on that is that also people they don't have money to buy alcohol just like on a regular day, Thursday, they don't have much. Maybe at the end of the month they could do that and come and say, okay, I'm buying something. But right now, maybe people like are suffering and say, hey, I don't have much.
No,
But at least like I had the money to go and travel and just do a performance or to watch the guys who were there.
It's not a thing about money, it's the thing about hip hop parties.
So but I've never been
Like
to hip hop
the
parties
venue
before.
of alcohol and hip hop on hip hop parties. Every event organizer can say the same thing.
So
And back to the city, they don't make much money with alcohol sales.
oh,
Yeah,
I don't,
that's what I was
Like,
okay.
that-
it's
I was
a
thinking
culture
that-
of people.
that is-
perspective.
that
We are
is-
not Amani
that
like
is
Sawezi,
not
they're
necessarily.
not those type of people.
Not necessarily.
But for me, like I was speaking in that perspective of someone who's never been there before. But I understand
Yeah,
what you're saying. now.
what I was about to go, it also goes against, I believe it goes with the human subconscious.
So,
Kanja.
Let me make an example. Every time we listen to hip hop, especially in South Africa, most of the time, especially the lyrical content,
Yeah.
it's mostly about girls, the drip I have, the money I have, the eyes, the whatsoever.
so
Yada, 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 yada. You can hear it in this new line. Now, I want you to take it to context with EP18.
yeah,
Right. If I continuously rap or repeat the same thing in fashion, when I say in fashion, I mean in unison, the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
But the same thing I'm repeating over and over is about clothes, it's about
Sure,
chains,
sure.
it's about cars and girls.
Okay, where you going to?
Subconsciously,
Mm.
only there will be one goal
Sure.
that I have, even if and then the destination or wherever I'm going is in
Sure.
relation to what's already picked up in my subconscious, because the subconscious is more powerful than the conscious. And I'm not a
Yeah.
psychologist that would be talking out of my ass. You wouldn't even know. However, when you listen to a piano that has repetitive log drums,
Yeah.
the lyrical content, it's about joy, it's about girls, sometimes drip, but mostly alcohol. And the most sexually exploitative lyrics. Not to say hip hop doesn't have sexually exploitative lyrics, but the piano is just on a different level. Now, subconsciously, what does that do to you as a person?
So, like, your point is that the piano culture promotes those
while hip hop, not to
Promote
say,
drugs.
not
Because
thank you
I
very
try
much.
my
Thank
I
you
try
very
my
much.
Drugs,
Thank you very much.
fashion.
You see it. How do we see this? You see it in the States. Have you ever listened? I'm sure. Have you ever listened to piano intoxicated of alcohol? It slaps hard.
Slaps hard.
The same way when you listen to hip hop intoxicated of something besides alcohol. We don't do drugs. We don't condone.
We don't
doing
condone
drugs.
that shit.
Stay away from drugs. But however, when you listen to hip hop intoxicated of something other, that puts you in a different zone. This auto tune you hear in hip hop doesn't make it easy either.
Sure.
It doesn't. Listen to auto tune inspired music while you're intoxicated of something outside of
TV.
alcohol. You will hear what I am talking about. So at the same time, it goes with the human subconscious. But I could be talking out of my ass at the end of the day. But I think
I don't think like any both of you like are wrong. We're just having like two different perspectives.
Yeah.
It's just a conversation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's truly like one.
So
Yeah.
Like what I realized about conversating with people, like you're never wrong.
yeah, true.
Like your point is valid to a
Just-
certain extent.
True.
So they will like we were talking about hip hop parties, yeah.
Yeah.
The mommies, dog. Where are the mommies?
Once again,
It's too much nigga nation.
Hey.
once again, you know, it goes back to the thing of what I was saying. Once again, it goes back to the thing of what I was saying. Amapiano promotes party culture. You understand? And one of the main aims of party culture, I'm sorry, win.
And then hip hop also like it promotes like inclusivity. It's gonna be exclusive.
Yeah, you understand? I was about to say hip hop promotes exclusivity because you often find that it has progressed to such levels now that you find that there's an artist he associates with. There's an artist I
See myself with.
there's an artist you associate. So you often, when we go to an event, we're not there to listen to hip hop. He's there for Lucas raps. I'm there for whoever. Yeah. But if we listen to piano, we're not there for Cubs at the small. Maybe we are, but most of the time you're just
We're here for the Congo.
You're here for the long term.
I need to
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's again it goes back to
So
that
like whilst we're still on the hip hop scene, the hip hop scene in SA has been crazy for the past few months.
Absolutely.
Like by hip hop feel manga. We just said that shit already.
Yeah.
The Uzi dropped the Fire album. Aries dropped the Fire album.
Yeah.
Niggas are coming back, dog. Wonkumlu is dropping Fire albums.
Nasty coming with
Latinova dropped.
playing around.
Latinova dropped the Fire album. Who else just dropped? Touchline just dropped the Fire album. Fire. Sleek just dropped the Fire album now. Now let's go back to like music and the albums that have dropped. Like the structuring of the entire album. Uvuyo was saying to me the other day that the albums are good, they lack the theme and the concept.
Yeah.
I definitely still feel like that.
So
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
tell us.
Like with Reese's album,
Yeah.
he had the theme,
Absolutely.
he had the concept.
Absolutely.
He had the concept. Utouch, he had the theme,
Sure.
he had the concept. Latinova had the theme, it's Pitori. His album is Pray for Pitori. He raps in Pitori. That's the theme.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the concept.
Sure.
Who else? Uzi, that's the theme. 20 days before March. I don't know what March stands for, but I guess it's 20 days before getting the bag.
We talked about this, like
Ah.
Uzi like doesn't really like have like sort of a theme with these albums.
His theme was coming
Had,
up.
like,
You see-
coming
you see-
up,
you
and
see-
then had like so many features.
Here
as
is-
you said that like they didn't even make sense.
Here is my notion, especially with the new sound
Sure.
that is coming in South Africa. I am very nervous
Sure.
where hip hop is headed in the next 10 years, especially in South Africa. The reason I say this is because I personally believe that hip hop, especially a hip hop album, should be a visual film. So not a visual, should be an audible film. There should be, you understand? There should be an introduction.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hey.
There should be your plot point. There should be your subplot. There should be your interlude.
There should be
Let me hear your story. let it be coherent. Throw one song there just to make us move here and there.
But not merely like come with an album that has
You understand?
song that
You
is the
understand?
highest level.
My
and then lowest high level.
my problem with the different sounds that are coming in, especially in South Africa, is I feel like a lot of these new artists, especially in pre-production, it's no longer it's behind it. Your album is supposed to tell me a story. Yeah, by areas, I think was what the way that those weird Picasso images, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The burning tree.
Today's tragedy, tomorrow's memory.
Okay. Can you hear stylistically the theme of that? That is a visual. Sorry, that is an audio film. If movie, yeah, it tells a very cool.
That guy, like, he is like conscious about what he's doing.
Now, this is my
Intentional.
now my problem with this new generation that's arriving in South Africa with these new sounds is we often have a lot of people. These kids are talented.
Yeah.
These kids are talented.
Like, I'd like to pick your mind on this one. Do you think when they don't know that by how an album is supposed to sound like and be like, or they are well aware of that, but the times the attention span of the average consumer, they don't have time to digest the whole album. We need
And why is that?
With TikTok.
And why is that?
Especially with TikTok.
And why is
TikTok,
that?
yeah.
It's because we have a new generation that refuses to learn. We have a generation that refuses to learn.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If half of these new kids sat down and went into the playbooks of the 80s and opened how Lebo Matosa did albums, they learned how Prophets in the City did things, there would be a lot of change. Because you need to understand the biggest influences in society are not the ones we see on Instagram.
Okay. What do you mean
They
about
are
that?
musicians.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Crazy.
If we have a generation that promotes bullshit on our ears to damage our subconscious, what will the next generation sound like? Now, my problem is, hip hop is dead.
Nah, hip hop by far.
Let me make it. Let me put it like this: rap is dead. Hip hop is still alive. Because a lot of these new kids are no longer rhythmic. A lot of these new kids do not adhere to the rhythmic and poetic sounds that exist. A lot of them just talk straight bullshit on the track. That is just how it is. That is just how it is. You cannot look me in the eyes and tell me Yeet makes meaningful music. You cannot look me in the eyes and tell me what is new kids.
That's why, like, I was never one to go to American music.
You understand?
I'm more for local.
That's where we.
Because like even back then when it was popping, dog, when Eminem was popping, now I'd put my niggas from South Africa to challenge those ones. How much time I see about like him? So I'd put youngster in. I'll put a lot of
They could draw inspiration from those guys.
They do.
That's what I was about to come.
What are they doing different from those guys?
Absolutely.
Nah.
Yeah. You see, let me be honest. You see that statement of Tetai, I definitely believe would have applied if the year was 2014, 2013, 2012, because that was the golden era, a turning point where a lot of us were starting to now. We can be American, but however,
Sure,
we have a new generation that has adopted an identity that is not even theirs to begin with. That is my
guys like who wanna be lookalikes or play with
This
guys.
is my first problem that I have. Secondly, you can see that shows a lack of education within the hip hop structure. If Playboy Carti is your epitome of what a rapper is, you can't be off.
And that's the reason why, like,
So the reason I say that rap is dead, but hip hop is still alive, is because if you dropped an hardcore rap album, you could have the illest 16s, you could have the hardest punchlines in 20. You could give us the most insane multi-syllabic rap, but no one will give a fuck.
Someone they don't give a fuck about surround sound, JID, but JID like has like dope lyrical content.
Even though that in that song he's talking about a drug. Okay, That to be fair, Jay, to be
I think you can see that. Like,
I get the point I'm trying to make.
It's a club song.
You understand? That I get the point you're trying to make. Yes, my brother.
I would say hip hop is not dead, bro. Rap is not dead. It's about preferences. We once had this conversation here on the podcast saying that Touchline does that thing that you're talking about. It's like music is about preferences. And those niggas that you're trashing on, they are also like preferred by some. And if you don't prefer that music, rather like tap onto what you're listening. Because like as for me, I don't prefer piano. I don't go to my searching list or to my Spotify and search for piano. I don't know anyone about piano. So like music is about preferences. If you don't prefer it, don't trash on it. That's my take.
Let me make an example, man. When I said rap is dead, I never said there are no more rappers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Weird Show.
Siyakudla siyaphambili kanti siyakudla siyaphambili siyakudla siyaphambili